Welcome back. This is The Ones Who Live, Season 1, Episode 3. We're still recapping this. I'm still blind. I'm still a film critic. And you can still click that subscribe button. It costs you nothing. And we'll be tethered together like Rick and Michonne are tethered together. So I was a fan of Walking Dead, and for years I've seen the whole original series. And I wasn't always blind, though I made it pretty deep into the series before I started losing my vision. And then this whole franchise doesn't have audio description and is inaccessible to me. And no matter how many times I complain about it or tweet at people from The Walking Dead or complain to AMC, I can't get them to realize that blind people want to watch The Walking Dead. Which is really funny because I just had a conversation with somebody the other day. A student, I work in a school anyway, and they were talking about how they're like, oh, I don't like horror. The only horror I've ever seen is The Walking Dead. And it's like, there's so many people who could say that. I mean, it's so prolific, but it's funny that that's out there. And I didn't prompt that discussion at all. I just said they were talking about, the conversation was about movies and horror and how they saw, they finally had to see their first actual like horror film, and the only horror they had watched before was The Walking Dead. And I was like, first of all, it is horror. I mean, there's gore. I still think of poor Noah being trapped in that revolving door. Yeah, oh my God, what a horrible way. Just that was rough. And obviously Glenn's death is graphic, and just a couple other things. So yes, but here in the ones who live, we are led into we're led into Philadelphia, which is what the CRM is protecting. Rick he's moving up the ranks pretty quickly, and so is his friend. I don't know what her name is. I should know, but I don't know if I know to care at this point. It's funny that I know Okafor, and he was in one episode. I'm like, do better. So do better with names. Everybody said Okafor, like, and they say it in this episode like a bunch of times too. They're like, Private Okafor did it. I'm like, okay, so everybody knows who this guy is. Are they going to rename the city after him? Anyway, that dude made a huge impact in such a short period of time. Uh, so yeah, they're working to try to get Michonne or slash Dana um, into into the safe zone, so that she's recognized as a B, and not gone off and killed as an A. It's just weird when you think about it. It's like, why are you killing? Like, what? If humans are this important to you and you need them for the workforce, why are you killing A's? Like, I don't. Maybe they'll reveal that. They keep like hinting at the fact that they're gonna like that. There's a great secret, and they're gonna learn it. And the friend learns it. She learns it in this episode, and she's like, oh my God. Once they tell you, you'll know. Once you know, you know. It's like, wow, I cannot wait for this. Like, do they have a cure? Like, they're taking zombies and they're turning them back into humans. Like, I want something huge, because if it's something stupid that we've already seen in The Walking Dead before, I'm going to be really upset. If they're like, we think we have this city on lockdown. And it's like, yeah, well, that was kind of the whole point of the final season of The Walking Dead, was that. And you're walking that very thin line right now where you're just doing this the final season of The Walking Dead, but like with a better army. So the secret needs to be bigger. It needs to be like, oh my God, we're being run by reindeer. I had no idea. The town council is a bunch of reindeer. Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen. What is this? It had huge plot twists. That's the problem with having so many spin-offs, is it's like you've broached so many storylines before that the only way that you can do it is to just, you can't even do cannibalism because we've already done that. We've already done cannibalism. There was that whole community, all roads lead to, yeah, of course they do, to cannibalism. Um, so I don't know what that's going to be, but it better damn well be good. Like, we got a spaceship and we're going to go to the moon. Oh shit, they're going to go to the moon. Cool. So I don't know, something, but it's got to be big. So Rick spends a majority of the episode trying to get Michonne to leave, finally being belligerent to her at the end, and it's like, there is no us anymore. There's no us. That's dead, that's gone. You gotta go. That's my best Rick. How'd I do? Carl! Carl! Anyway. So Michonne is like, just not responsive. She's like, it looks like we're not going to be leaving anytime soon. Because she's like, she's not leaving. Doesn't matter how big of a douche Daryl is to her. She's like, I'm going to stay here. Without the audio description to the show, I have no fucking idea what happened. There was like, they took Michonne on a mission and there were zombies to kill, there's this facility that they're using. What coast are they on? Did they say West Coast? Like, weren't they on the East? Did they fly? Where did Michonne go? Like, what coast are they on? A helicopter cannot traverse from one side of the country to the other. There's some weird CRM meeting and they were talking about the West Coast. I was like, how did you guys get on the West Coast? Like, did you fly Rick Grimes across America? Like, what? Where the fuck are we? I thought we were in Philadelphia. Like, but I definitely heard somebody mention the West Coast. I was like, I don't understand this show anymore. Anyway, so they went to some school somewhere. It's going to be some huge meeting center for, I love how they keep mentioning it too. Like, I'm not stupid, show. I'm not. So you had a character, Okafor, who lives for 5 seconds, but like long enough to tell us the story of how he became a hero by dropping the bomb on his own people and saving them. And then Okafor is like trying to recruit very specific alphas so that he can change the world, right? So he recruits Rick and this other girl. And so they're having this meeting, right, where they're putting all of the brass in one place at one time. If they don't drop a bomb on it, I'd be shocked at this point. I feel like the writers are just not that smart. They're not that clever, and they think we're stupid, and they're trying to, because the amount of times that they mention that everybody's going to be here at one time is ridiculous. So some shit's going to go down because of that, because of having everyone here at one, like all of the most important people. We're inviting everyone who's really important and makes all of the decisions. They're going to be in the same place at the same time. Just FYI. So there's that. Which, I don't know. This show, man, we waited so long. No wonder they couldn't make a Rick Grimes movie. And that ties into the big thing I want to talk about here, which is Jadis. Fuck you. I think Jadis is the whole reason why we never got a movie, because clearly they don't know what to do with her. They can't answer questions, but I actually think I lost IQ points. Like, I probably could have qualified for Mensa. Now I'm like, lucky I can formulate speech, while trying to listen to them explain Jadis's like whole existence in life, like how she got this and everything, was one of the dumbest experiences I've ever had in anything ever in life. I've listened to lots of things, and listening to Jadis try to explain while the show has already given me 2 episodes of context of no one can leave, no one must know, you can't leave here. We'll never let you leave. We'll hunt you down and kill you. I mean, like, that's the whole vibe of this series for 2 episodes. And then Jadis comes in and she's like, First of all, she's speaking totally normally now, which is hilarious because I did catch a little bit of the Walking Dead production stuff where they mentioned the fact that she used to talk odd, um, and and now Pollyanna McIntosh is just like anybody else. So she's just what was she doing back then? What was up with the? Is this one yours? I shall lay with him later. Lay with him after. It was like a lot. There was that line from the original show. They played it, and I was like, exactly. She used to not talk like everyone else, and now she's just like, "Sup, Rick? Yeah, we need to have a conversation." Like, who are you? Like, what? What is this character? But her whole storyline is that she was living with the trash pandas, and they were approached by a CRM, like employee, officer, person, soldier, I don't know, and they were basically they were given a radio for trading purposes. They live in a junkyard. The fuck are they trading? Like, we found a washer dryer. We thought you might need it. Like, what are they trading? And like, she's like, when we would find someone who we thought needed some help, we would call in. And when we found resistance, they would come in and take care of it. So basically, you could have had Negan killed and didn't. What are you even like? Her whole justification and dialogue makes no sense. Like the context of it, everything makes no sense. It makes no sense that anybody would give her a radio, this random trash panda in the middle of nowhere, that they don't know about anything else in her area because she, I guess, did she just never call in? Was that her first helicopter call in? How did they not know? Their camps can't be that far apart. They just cannot be. She couldn't have been that far from Alexandria. She couldn't have been that far from the Kingdom and Hilltop and Negan's places. You know, we're not talking about like states. We're not talking about how like Negan is in like Nebraska and like the trash pandas are down in Mississippi. And like this is like weird, you know, where they're having to travel days and days and days and days to get to these locations. Every time they need to travel, they're like, oh God, we gotta go back. You mean we have to go back to Nebraska to visit Negan? Oh, damn. And it's like, no, because we're all like in the same area. So the CRM is, I guess, terrible at their job. What, and their whole thing, their whole mantra about no one can know except Jadis. This weird lady we met in the trash yard and gave her a radio. What is that? And like, so then she doesn't even hint, like, she's like, I had to give them one of my people every 6 months in order to stay alive. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. She just had a radio. She could use it whenever she wanted. Like, she knew, she had the conversation. She knew what the CRM was. She's just a friend of the CRM. What? Like, what is going on? Yeah, it seems totally counterintuitive to everything the CRM has been saying. Anyway, so now she's like in and she's like, I need to hide my secret. I need to, that you're a trash panda? Like, what are you hiding? The whole thing about how she, you know, she'll kill any of Rick's, all the people that Rick and people she loved was from like the last episode, and she kind of doubles down on that here. She's left instructions somewhere so that in case something happens to her, they'll find it, and so they'll still know where everybody is. And I was just kind of like, wait, so you could call anybody, and you were dating Gabriel, and you were like, nah, I'm gonna take this guy. I'm gonna take Rick. She's like, I saved you. But why? Like, why did you save Rick? I owed you a debt. I owed you a debt. You owed a lot of people a debt. Like, this doesn't explain anything. Did you know they kill A's? Did you know they kill alphas? And you still brought him? Like, I don't... Sure, her explanations were so stupid. It was the dumbest and worst writing this show has ever had, was trying to figure out Jadis. It would have been better if Jadis had been, like, just a spy. If they just reveal that the CRM is lying about the whole you can't escape thing, and say that they put spies out in certain areas across, and give them radios. Say that she was CRM the whole time, and that makes way more sense than her explanation of, they gave me a radio. Really? Really? Like, that's all you got. That's what you got out of this. Anyway, um, so yeah, I think they hope that everybody forgot what happened with Jadis, but it wasn't that long ago. This is not, you know, I imagine a show like Doctor Who, which has been running since like the 60s, if they wanted to like mention something, you know, from back when Doctor Who was running way back in the day and was even more of like a kid's program, the early days of Doctor Who, they could probably get away with it and then like trick people into believing, you know, and be like, well, we can talk about that thing, but we'll kind of alter the history a little bit and maybe people won't remember because it's been so long. Hadn't been that long for Jadis. I remember her shit. I remember her company of trash pandas and the junkyard gang, Fat Albert and the junkyard gang. Yeah, it's pretty fresh. I don't know why she's talking like a normal person again. I feel like she kind of backed off of that a little bit when she was in Alexandria, so I'm okay with that. But she was still odd. There were still parts of her that were awkward, and she's not awkward at all anymore. She's just totally socially normal in this. I need audio description, guys. I do, to be able to grade this show. So I keep coming in, and the grade is always the same because every time they fight zombies, I just hear. Like, I hear that for like 10 minutes. It's just, I don't know who's killing. I don't know how many zombies there are. I don't know if somebody gets bitten. I got nothing. So, I still don't know why they were mad at Michonne. I could not figure that out. Nobody actually, like, vocalized it. Why whatever she was doing was useless to them. So, anyway. My grade for episode 3 is unwatchable because I'm blind and it needs accessibility. But it was fun to talk about, and to debate Walking Dead. Clearly, I hope you picked up on the idea that I do know the show, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, click that subscribe button so you can come back when I review episode 4 and talk more about probably some other dumb shit Jadis is going to say. I don't know about the writing on this show. I wouldn't be grading it very high anyway. This is not my favorite spinoff. So, conceptually, yeah. It's just like the spinoff everybody wanted, was to figure out what was happening to Rick Grimes. There's some stuff here that would totally work, and they have some great actors like Terry O'Quinn that they're dramatically underusing right now. But, yeah. It's just, they've boxed themselves into a corner that they don't have strong enough writers to get out of, and they don't know how to do it. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you guys on the other side.